Thank you. So yesterday, let's recap quickly on yesterday's lesson for the guys that weren't here. What did we speak about yesterday? Decide first hand up. Yes, sir. We looked at Mr. Pod.
Marginal revenue, price, average revenue, and
Very important. Thank you very much. So the first thing that we looked at, well, not the first thing, but the first thing that we're going to look at now, okay, is Mr. Pod. Okay. As Desai has rightfully pointed out, it's your marginal revenue is equal to your price, is equal to your average revenue, is equal to your demand curve. Okay, and it's all what kind of line? Horizontal? Horizontal line. Okay, so it's all a straight line. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like this. And that is your Mr. Pod. You obviously always have your price and quantity. What did I say about Mr. Pod in terms of what type of markets are we dealing with here? Perfect market, perfect market, perfect market. Okay, so we're all on the same page. In a perfect market, are firms price setters or price takers? Hands up. Yes, Bandu. Okay, they're price takers, which basically means what? If they are price takers, what is the only thing they can determine as a firm? Yes, JD. Supply. Okay, so they can decide on how much they actually want to produce. Okay. What else is of interest that we talked about yesterday? What else did we speak about yesterday that is of interest? Yes, TGB?
So you showed how an individual company's demand curve relates to the entire markets and how it linked up according to the equilibrium across both.
100%. So in order for us to get here, this is the individual popcorn guy. Okay, we had the markets where all the guys that are supplying popcorn and buying popcorn are. Okay, and the markets was the one that determined the price of R5. Okay, and then from there we then drew our horizontal demand curve, which was also R5. So thank you very much, 100%. This is matric work, gents, by the way. This is what you're going to be tested in your final exam. So that's why I was like, we need. I was still going to get a bit. It's going to get a bit exciting. But what did I say yesterday? This is the easiest but hardest section. Because if you miss one of these basics here, then you are. I didn't say that. Okay. Okay. So what else did we learn yesterday? Any other points? Okay. The previous day. What did we learn about? What curve did we learn about the previous day? Yes, decide.
the variable cost curve, fixed cost curve, marginal cost curve.
Okay, so I want to introduce the marginal cost curve, okay, to Mr. Pod, and then I'm going to introduce the average cost curve, and then we're going to take it from there. You'll notice that I'm not going systematically according to the book, but we will cover all the things that we need to cover there. Okay. Very, very soon, Mr. Bandu. Okay. So we've got a horizontal demand curve there. You then draw your marginal cost curve. What shape is the marginal cost curve? What did I say? I can't have the same hand up all the time. Yes, sir. Nike tick. Okay. Okay, this pen is definitely out. Okay, you've got your marginal cost curve. And then this is your Mr. Pod. I'm not going to write it in there. Where is profit maximized in a perfect market?
So where the marginal cost curve leads to demand.
Okay, where marginal cost equal demand. What were you going to say, Sims? When they intersect. Okay. Profit is maximized, and I'm going to tell you now, and then I'm going to explain why profit is maximized at that point. Profit maximization point, please can you write this down somewhere? Please can you also draw this?
So if we have it in a book, can we just write it?
Yeah, you can. Maximization. again,
So
TV?
the question you just asked, are we on the thing that's making most money? And that's at the lowest point on that curve.
So which point?
At the lowest point on the curve yesterday, because that's where it's the cheapest to make any additional profits. You're making the maximum profit per good that you make.
I like what TU is saying. I don't agree with it, but I like it. Okay. Hewett, yes sir? Let's just, we're still under production costs and revenue. You can, I think today what I want to show you is a combination of average cost, marginal cost, and Mr. Pod together. That's my mission for today. Okay? TGB has raised a very interesting point, and that's what I want us to then look at now. Just everybody needs to have this. Come again?
Is the price for the marginal cost, is the price we selling at on the y-axis?
Yeah, that would be the price that we're selling at. If you think about yesterday's example, what was the price? It was $5 rand. Okay. Is that what you're asking? Okay.
So they're not saying so only the lowest one selling for the cheapest.
We'll work it out now. We'll work it out now. Okay, are we all on the same page, yeah? Let's use the same price of $5 rand and see if it will actually work for us. Okay. Okay, so I've got 1 to 10 rand on my vertical axis. Then in terms of quantity, okay, then I've got 1 to 10 in terms of quantity on my horizontal axis. Okay, please draw it quickly, and then everybody, I need your attention on Munir Tambela. Nomza, am I?
You in the marketing video.
Which one?
You are the same reaction, sir.
I spent 40 minutes shooting that video and shot for 1 second. I did so many things and they showed me for 1 second.
So, but we noticed, sir.
Thank you, gents. Thank you. Okay, are we all on the same page? Can we move on? Okay, so when you talk about marginal cost, first of all, I need everyone to look at me. So finish up, it's fine. I've got matric students that's are confused between what a demand and a supply curve is. Do you think that's fair?
So your machine students are not now.
Exactly, that's the question that I ask myself. It's how are you matric and you don't know what the demand and supply curve is? No. It's not any teacher, to be honest with you. You can go into a book and read what demand and supply is and you'll know what demand and supply is. But then you don't need a teacher to learn what demand and supply is. But what I've realized is that teachers like moving on fast. And once you get left behind, and then picking up or catching up to the class, you just feel like you get overwhelmed, and then you get even more left behind. And then next thing you finish the whole year, you've passed and you don't know how you passed. And then we get to matric, and we're going to be talking about these things, and you don't know what these things are. So that's what I'm saying, Joyce. I want your attention, because if we understand it the first time, and then we all sort it for the rest of next year. Yes, sir.
So if the marginal cost, it shows the cost of 1 extra unit, right?
Yes,
So
you're
then how
right.
can the y-axis show the price of the selling price? It should be the cost price, shouldn't it?
So you're saying if the marginal cost is the
Your
extra cost,
is making 1 extra unit.
alright, so you're saying this should be,
Your cost price, shouldn't it?
okay, this, I think it actually is revenue and cost and revenue, so you are right. It's not quoted price, it's still in rands, cost, revenue. Okay, thank you, Mr. Desai.
Thank you, yes, sir.
Okay, gents, quickly. So we've all agreed, okay, that this is the point of profit maximization, and I'm going to try attempt to show you now why this is the point of profit maximization, where your marginal cost is equal to your marginal revenue. Okay, that's what I've said here. Profit maximization, marginal cost is equal to marginal revenue. So when you see a graph going forward, even when you get to varsity, and they ask you to find what the profit maximizing point is, where profit is maximized, okay, you always go and find where marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. Let's have a look at why that is so. Please can everyone have a look at the board, look at me. By definition, marginal cost, as you've rightly pointed out, is the extra cost of producing an extra unit. So what would marginal revenue be?
From the sale of one as well.
So the extra revenue you receive from selling an extra unit, okay? If you remember that 5 rand thing that we did yesterday, which we'll never go over again, okay? That's exactly what it pointed out. That the extra sale or the extra revenue that you receive from selling popcorn keeps being 5 rand. Okay, so if you have a look at this and we're producing at 2 units, okay, I'd like TGB to help me with this whole example. I'd like everyone to listen. Okay, at 2 units, TGB, what is the cost of producing?
3.5 rand.
Very simple. You go up until you touch the cost curve, marginal cost curve, which is this one, and then you go read it off the y-axis. Okay, are we all happy? So at 2 units, the cost of producing, the extra cost is 3 rand. What is the revenue at 2 units? You go up from 2 units to go touch the revenue curve, bam, okay, and then you go read it off. You don't even have to think here, Chance. You just go and touch the curve and you read it off. It's 5 rand. So I'm going to write it down here. At 2 units, okay, the cost is equal to 3, and the revenue is equal to 5 rand. Do we all agree, I don't want to take any questions until I'm just done with this. Do we all agree that you can produce more units? You can go into 3 units, okay? Because the cost is still lower than the revenue. We all agree with that, right? Okay? So if you go to 3 units, the cost drops, okay? And you're going to explain why it drops now, TGV. Okay? It drops, and let's say it is at whatever this amount is, 2.7, we'll call it. The revenue is still higher at 5 rand. At 3 units, the cost is equal to 2.70 rand. The revenue is equal to 5 rand still. So we all agree that we've still got enough space and we've still got enough resources to actually produce some more. Right? So instead of producing 2 units, we produced 4 units. Like 4 units, the cost, I hope you guys are looking, okay? The cost goes back up to 3 rand, okay? And the revenue, still 5 rand. We're a perfect competitor. We are allowed to sell as many units as we want, as long as our cost does not exceed our revenue. In better English, as long as the extra cost that is incurred by the business is not higher than the extra revenue that we are making. So as long as we're always making an extra revenue that is higher than the extra cost, we carry on. We all agree on that, right? Makes sense. We know why this curve goes down. We know why, Sims, right, that our cost was first 3 rand at 2 units, but we know why our cost dropped down to 270. Price then. We know. We employed Mbambo, we employed Bandu. They could make more. Okay, no questions yet. Okay, no questions yet. Keep your questions to yourselves. Okay? I'll take them just now. I need to explain this once off. We agree that we can produce 5 units TGB. At 5 units, okay, ish, okay, I'm just gonna wing it. Okay, my line is straight. Okay. See now. let me just do this. Get a bit excited, yeah. 6, so this will be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. At 5 units, okay, we go up to find our cost curve, or what our costs are. We don't have to think about it. We just need to go and touch the cost curve and read off the graph. We touch the cost curve here, Mr. Mabins. We go read off the graph here.
4 Rand.
Okay, Mr. Mabins says it's 4 Rand, we'll take 4 Rand. Okay, so at 5 units, our cost is now 4 Rand, and our revenue is 5 Rand. It's getting closer. But you all agree that we can still produce an extra unit, because producing an extra unit, the revenue that we receive is still higher than the cost that we incur. Okay? So we go on and we produce, we're a firm, that's what we want to do, we want to produce. So now we're producing at 6 Rand. Okay, at 6 Rand, if we go up to the cost curve, our cost is now 5 Rand and our revenue is also 5 Rand. Okay, I'm gonna write it down here. At 6 in terms of quantity, units, our costs are 5 Rand and our revenue is 5 Rand. Profit maximizing points. Now, what happens if we produce 7 units? Okay, at 7 units KI, we go touch our cost curve. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, our costs are now sitting at 6 Rand. So at 7 units, our costs are now 6 Rand. Our revenue is how much, Mabinza?
It's 5 Rand.
Bam, 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 bam. 5 Rand. And we know 5 Rand because we obviously know that we're a price taker. We can't determine the price. We know what happens if we undercut the market, sell at a lower price, we don't lose, we lose out. Sell at a higher price, we also lose out. Okay, so 5 Rand is the reason. But now, what's happened at 7 units is that our costs are now 6 Rand and our revenue is 5 Rand. Now, as a logical person, TGB, would you trade anything above 6 units?
No, sir.
No. Why? Because at any point above 6 units, your costs are now, your additional costs are now more than your additional revenue. Okay? So yes, you are right, TGB. You can sell 2 units,
That's not a price.
but you're not maximizing your profit. You can, because the 2 units at 5 Rand, that's 10 Rand, right? That you're making. What's the cost? 2 units, 3 Rand cost. So that is 2 times 3, 6. So you're making 4 Rand. And 3 units, 5, 15 Rand revenue. What's your cost? 2.7. Okay, 3 units, 2.7 times 3. That's 6, 7.8. Yes? Math profits. Okay? But anyway, you're still making 7 Rand. Okay? At 4 units, 4 times 5, your revenue is 20. But what are your costs? 4 times 3. Okay? 4 is 12. You're still making 8 Rand. Can you see that you're making more and more and more each time? Okay? At 5, your cost of 5 times 5 is 25. I mean, your revenue is 25. 5 times 5. Your cost of 5 times 4 is 20. Okay? You're still making more profits, basically. My figures are obviously all butchered and thumbs up, but you get the point. That at 1 unit, you're only making revenue of 1 Rand because you're selling 1 unit. But your costs are 3 Rand, so you're making 2 Rand. So you can sell more and more and more and more units only up until those points, because anything above those points, then you are making more of a loss than you are revenue. At this point here, 6 Rand, so it will be 6 or 7 actually, times the cost of 6. 7 times 6 is 42, okay? And 5 times 6 is 30. So you're actually losing 12 Rand if you are trading here. Now I can take all your questions. Mabinza, let's start with you.
Also, sir, for settling at 2 units, sir, the cost is 3 Rand and
Revenue.
the revenue is 5 Rand. sir.
100%.
Does that mean
The
you're making-
extra revenue, the extra cost, yeah.
Does that mean you're making 2 Rand profit?
So technically, Mabinza is right, okay? Technically, at this point in time, you're selling 2 units So you're making 10 Rand, and the cost is 3 times 2, which is 6. So your profit technically is about 4. Okay, but here we, Sims first.
So wouldn't profit max be 1 unit below when it intersects? So because you run the risk of you make unnecessary cost plus.
Okay, let's give Sims a chance. Try him, Sims, try him. Okay, start again.
Why would profit max not be 1 unit below the intersection, sir?
So adds 4 units, is what you say.
Yes, sir, because if you're producing a unit and your cost is equal to revenue, so you're just using your machinery unnecessarily, sir.
Help me here. Is our cost equal to our revenue, or is our extra cost of producing an extra revenue of producing? Which one are we working? Okay, and I said it about 15 minutes ago. I'll say it again. Okay, we are dealing with marginal cost and marginal revenue. By definition, marginal cost is the extra cost of producing an extra unit. Marginal revenue is the extra revenue you receive from producing an extra unit. So what you're referring to is just normal cost and normal revenue. And if you're referring to normal cost and normal revenue, you're 100% right. So if we're making 10 Rand and our cost is 10 Rand, then we break even, basically. Okay, but here we're looking at the extra. Okay, I don't know how else to explain it. Help me out. Gents, I don't know how else to explain this. Okay, but it's gonna make more sense after we learn about the average cost curve, which is the next one. I just need to make sure that everyone is happy here so far. Another thing, who does accounting? Quick show of hands. Does this make sense to you? Accounting profits, economic profits, not the same thing. Okay? What you guys learn as profits in accounting and what we know as profits in economics is not the same thing. So when you guys talk about profits in accounting, we talk about normal profits in economics. And when you talk about normal profits in economics, that's basically your profit that you wanted to make as a company is already included in there. So when you talk about economic profits in economics, we talk about like hectic profits. But don't worry, it's coming. Okay. But I just don't want you to be confused, and I get why you're confused. So that's what I'm saying. It's the marginal parts that you need to just remember. Are we happy with this? Because if we're happy with this, I just need to know how much time I have left. Then I introduce the last curve.
5 minutes.
Nonsense, Banjo. 13 minutes is more than enough time?
30 minutes.
Ish. Okay. Mabinza, please help me. Okay. Who is confused right now? Got a hand up, guys? Clarify, Jesus. You're supposed to clarify?
How cost of revenue? So you'll take these units, like 6, like the 1 to 6, and times it by 5 Rand per boat.
Yeah.
It's all that
That's what I'm trying to say, that it's all breaking economics. So let me not confuse, let me not say anything. Say like questions. After I finish explaining the next curve and what economic profit, no profits, and no losses, then it seems I think you get it now.
Listen, I understand the problem. I was just wondering why you asked.
Because you can still make an extra more units, which should make you more money at the less cost, basically.
Says the cost staying constant.
The revenue stay constant. It's the cost that's changing. The cost first drop. When you hear what they explain the price
I'm
now,
saying that when taking the total, I'm talking about like the total revenue.
yeah.
Would be 6 times 5 Rand.
Couldn't guarantee that.
Stays constant at 5 Rand.
Your cost would just be 6 times 5 Rand at that time. This is marginal reward. So it's not the cost of revenue like anything else now. So if I said this costs 10 Rand, but it's 10 Rand to also sell it to me, like, but if the extra revenue is selling extra units of this, it's going to be 10 Rand. If selling an extra unit of this, it's going to be 10 Rand. You're not making zero. Because you sold all these other units already. Does that make sense? You sure? Okay. Okay, thank you, Mabinza. Leave it at that. Yesterday, and this is the last thing I'm going to show you, because I don't want to overload information. If you're happy with that, I'm happy. The next thing that I want to show you is your average cost curve. What type of curve, what does it look like? If I said this before, no? Okay, I'll say it now. your average cost curve looks like a smiley face.
Jukes.
Did you say that? Oh, JD, you said that. Okay. Wait, no, carry on. No, I'm serious, like, carry on, explain to him.
If the actual revenue is at R5 per product,
Right.
you're gonna make R5 for each extra product that you sell.
Right.
Because you're not making it, like, making more products.
Yeah.
It's costing the same, so you're not making or losing anything.
Yep.
But you're still making more from the actual revenue that you
would have made on the
would have
day.
made for the.
Yeah.
So
I think that's what's, I think you got it right, son, right?
it's in my head.
As I said, the main thing is that we're looking at the additional revenue, the additional cost. That was the main thing here, that the additional revenue and the additional cost, by definition, not just the cost and the revenue. So you've been selling already, you've been making revenue already. It's just that the additional one is now equal to the additional cost. So if you move one more unit, your additional cost is now going to be higher than what you'd actually be making to sell another unit. So you stop at that point. Not that you haven't been making profits, you've been making profits. It's just that the cost has been lower all this time until you get to this point. Now, if you produce more, the cost is just going to be more. It doesn't mean that you haven't made profits here. You still made a shitload of profits here. It's just that the extra cost of producing now is actually going to be slightly more. But anyway, let's not confuse that too much. The last thing I want to show you is the average cost curve. It looks like a smiley face. Okay? So, what curve is this? First of all, Nike. Yes? On the exam, you'd say it is you'd say it's Nike. Okay? The average cost curve is a smiley face and looks like this. Average cost curve, total cost curve. If this is an average cost curve, which is the same thing as the total cost curve, what do you think, what does it cost you to choose off? I'm not sure if I'm asking this in the right way. Like, total cost is what, basically, or average cost is what? Or total cost is what? What is total cost? Okay, thank you. So, this curve, I'm going to say it again, because I don't think I asked it nicely. This curve, your average cost curve or your total cost curve, consists of your variable costs and your fixed costs, which I haven't drawn in here, okay? I just want to look at the total or the average cost curve. This curve is a smiley face, okay? One interesting point is that the marginal cost curve cuts the average cost curve at its lowest point, and that will always stay true. When you get to varsity, you study medicine, you have to do economics 101, that will stay true.
Do you?
Okay.
So why
yeah,
101?
Yeah, you do. Okay? Doing engineering, that'll stay true. Economics, doing BSc, you'll be doing economics. You're doing econ, you'll be doing economics. You're doing law, you'll be doing economics.
Accounting.
Whatever you want to do. Accounting, you'll be doing economics.
Why though?
Okay. Because economics is one of those subjects that, let's not get into it. Let's go here. Okay. What's happening here? Okay, so last time I'm going to explain. Okay. The average cost curve first drops and then increases. It increases after the minimum points here, after it intersects the minimum points. I want to use the example, the side that we used yesterday, of the class weight. If we all weigh 100 kgs as college boys, okay? If somebody steps in and weighs less than 100 kgs, what's going to happen? We bring our average down. So we're all on the same page. And the minute somebody that is over 100 kgs steps in, it brings the average up. So now look at this, Nigel, very carefully please. Okay. When the average cost curve is above, I'm going to draw a fake line here. This line is fake, you guys can't see it. Okay. So I just want us to look at this part of the board. When the average cost curve is above the marginal cost curve, it brings the average cost down. Say that again. When the average cost curve is above the marginal cost curve, it brings the average cost curve down. Why? Decide, you want to try? When?
It should bring it up, but it's higher.
Average cost is above.
TGB, try?
So because the average
Think
cost-
about the weights that I've just given you an example of.
Yeah, so because it's still much cheaper to produce every additional quantity of a good, let's say for example it costs R1 to make a good and the average price is R5. it's decreasing, it's, at 1 rand is bringing it down because it's still lower.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm sure other people are still a bit confused. Right? But I hear exactly what you're saying. You're 100% right, by the way. Yes, sir?
I was going to say similar things.
Say it.
So I was going to say because the marginal cost is lower than the average cost at that point. So that if you to produce an extra or to because if you produce another extra unit, so the cost has to come down. So because you
100% right. Stop there. 100% right. But the class is still confused. Break it down, JD.
So because you're making a black juice, you're making a profit below that. So now when you're making a loss, it costs more to produce.
You've taken it to a high grade level. Let's bring it back to standard grade. Yes, Mariachi.
Use the example of 100 kgs in the class.
Yes, yes.
So the marginal cost is low, but we bring in people with 60 kgs.
Yes.
So it's dropping it until we bring in 100 kgs.
So,
Wait.
100% Mariachi. Yeah. And that's why I was giving you the weight. Okay. So if this is our weight of our class, okay, this is our weight of our class, the cost of the class, the weight of the class, right? If somebody comes in and that extra cost or that extra weight is lower than what the weight of the class is, it will bring the class weight down. But we'll get to the point where imaginary line, remember you don't draw this line. When marginal cost, so that extra cost, that extra person coming in is now higher than what the weight of the class is, it brings the weight of the class up. So every time marginal cost is below average cost, it brings it down. Pandu. And every time it's above marginal cost, it brings it up. And that's where I leave my lessons for today. I'll take questions. Yes, sir?
What if the person weighs 100 kg?
Okay, so what if the person weighs 100 kgs and then the person will be here? It'll be higher. He has the higher kgs. It'll bring the average cost or the average weight of the class up. I'll explain this one more time. Take questions. Give it. Have your voice. Don't back up. Please listen. One conversation. James, no, hasn't gone.
So could you almost think of it like if you were turning it into, you're trying to find the midline of those two.
Yeah.
If you had to, because the one's higher and the one's lower,
Yeah.
the higher one is essentially going to come down if you had to divide. So let's say those were numbers.
Yeah.
You would add them up
Yeah.
and then you divide them by 2.
Mhm.
Then it's going to be the midpoint, so the higher one will have to come down at a stage.
So that's also very technical, but I hear you 100%. You're 100% right. Okay. That's listen.
So I was going to ask too, you know, in the average cost curve,
Yes, sir.
the first unit you produce almost looks like it's not the same average cost as the last unit.
Very.
Is that true?
Almost looks like it's got.
Was it-
Yeah, it's not quite. It's not quite. I think it's just obviously different things will go differently. If you look at your average cost curve on page 25, it's not really. Can you see where it's starting and where it ends off? Okay, so remember this is obviously human people or human beings drawing this. So we're gonna have that average cost curve. You see where it starts and where it ends off. So it's not. I want to say this one more time. Last time. You can pack up now. Okay. Bobo, please give me a heads up if you're happy. Okay, Bambo, Naidu, heads up if you're happy. The reason the average cost curve first drops, or the weight of the class first drops, is because the additional weight or the additional cost is lower. Because remember, this is also like this. So we've actually got numbers here. Okay, and that number there is lower than that number there. So the additional weight of the class is lower than what the weight of the class is, so it brings it down. Okay? And the minutes at that point where the weight of the class is now higher than the weight of the class, and the additional weight is higher, it brings this one up. Yes, no, maybe, yes, no, maybe.
So I think another way to think of it is if we had everyone in the class and had the average weight, and then we had 10 people outside lined up from lightest to heaviest, we keep bringing in one person at a time. Eventually we're going to run out of the lighter people, the heavier people are going to start coming in, and it's going to increase.
Also, lovely way to look at it. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's why you guys are here, to help me teach everybody. Thank you very much. Okay, I think I'll leave it there. With these 3 curves now, James, tomorrow we get to the exciting stuff. Okay, you start working out. Okay, average should cost, all that stuff. Don't worry, I'll show you that. Your side. Okay, the exciting stuff is that if we understand these, Okay, we can then start working out what our economic profit is, what our normal profit is, what our economic losses.
Oh, yeah.
And then from there we can even get even more excited and start working out economic profits and loss for a monopoly, not just a perfect competition. Okay, so it's still going to get technical, but kids, if we keep on the same pace, I promise you, okay, everybody should be fine. Thank you very much.